Good evening, I'm Zach, and tonight I'll be reviewing the BMC DAC1 D to A converter. So here we have the front panel of the BMC DAC1. To the left corner we have the actual on-off switch right under the BMC logo. The next button over, we start with the digital filters. The first one we can toggle between frequency response optimized, nicknamed flat, or dynamic response optimized, nicknamed pulse. So I'm just going to show you guys how this works. It's really quite simple operation, really flawless. You just tap the button and you toggle between both settings that are available that are designated for that specific button. So we'll just put it back. Next button over is the oversampling toggle switch. So you can toggle between low oversampling and high oversampling. Again, same procedure. It's shown here immediately. And of course, these buttons obviously can be changed on the fly. So if you would like to compare between digital filters, you can. Which is, of course, a really nice feature to play with. Next over is the sample rate converter. Again, you can toggle between direct digital signal processing path or an asynchronous upsampler. Again, same operation, direct upsample. The next button is a DAC output level toggle switch. You can simply switch between the standard output 0 dB or if you need it, a higher level output is also available, which is plus 3 dB. And right next to that, you guys will notice a little 44, a little number 44, and that represents the data rate coming in, the sampling frequency that it's coming in this case from my laptop, and that's 44K. Again, this will mirror whatever frequency, sampling frequency rather, is coming in from the source. Again, this DAC supports all the way up to 192 kilohertz sampling frequency, and that will be shown. So 44 would be here, then it would be up to 48, then 88, then 96, then 176, and then at the top 192. So you'll always know what's coming in from your source, which is also a great touch. Moving to the right of the display, we get to the input selector. Again, this is this whole big area here, which is dedicated to showing which input you have selected. Right now, of course, we have USB, and we just use this button here to switch between the different inputs. We have S-Link, BNC, AES, coax, and Toslink. But of course, I'm using USB. Next to that is the mute. Again, very simple operation, very straightforward. You want to mute it, just press that and you have your mute function. Next to that, dim switch for the whole display. Doesn't turn the display off, just dims it slightly. Again, this is more useful if you have a really dark listening room and you want to dim the lights on here, you can do so. It's kind of a cool effect. I actually prefer the lights full blown just because they emanate from an utter black background, just because that display is such a mirror finish. It's actually quite cool in real life. Very modern and futuristic. There we go. And there you have it. That's the front panel of the BMC DAC1. Here we have the back panel of the BMC DAC1. Again, on the right, we start with an AC inlet, followed by two optical inputs for proprietary control of BMC power amplifiers. Next, we have a single coax input and a BNC input. Next to that, we have the high-res USB input with a sticker confirming that it can accept signals up to 192 kilohertz. Followed by that, we have a single Toslink optical right here. And after that, we have an AES EBU input as well. Above that, there is a row of SuperLink, or connectors for interconnection between BMC CD players and other components from BMC with the proprietary SuperLink connection. Now we move on to the outputs. Again, this is a modular unit. In other words, if you wanted this to be a preamplifier, it would go on the right-hand section right here where this plate is. This would be removed, and BMC would simply insert the circuitry into there along with its inputs. So of course, finally, we have our analog output. We have a pair of RCA unbalanced outputs and a pair of XLR balanced analog outputs. Some main features of the BMC DAC1 include the ability to be used as a preamplifier as well as a digital to analog converter. That center dial that you see on the front display there can actually be used as a volume control when you have a preamplifier section installed inside the DAC's chassis. In terms of build quality and design, the BMC DAC1 offers superb construction and construction materials, along with a fantastic design that is really eye-catching, especially with that clear, mirror-like finished acrylic front panel.